It's Tuesday, the 11th, and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. It's the start of the hurricane season, and we hope that you and your family are taking the preliminary steps in preparing yourselves for what's expected to be a very active period. We encourage you to start your preparations now. Coming up on today's show, hear how micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, are getting access to international markets for both goods and services. We also have the Fire Warden Schools Club initiative. Stay with us. We have another informative show just for you. But first, let's take the news.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, June 11, 2024. Residents of Spring Village in St. Catherine have been assured that work to construct a new bridge in their community will begin in short order. While leading a tour of the area last week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said $250 million would be allocated for the project. Jamaica Broilers Group, which operates a plant in the area, is also contributing $50 million towards the work. Mr. Holness says the new bridge will be a durable structure capable of withstanding factors associated with extensive use by motorists and other commuters, as well as weather-related incidents such as heavy rains.
So we look at environmental risks and climate risks. We look at benefit. We look at the engineering risks. We look at other kinds of risks, community and social risks, before we actually put down $1.
Right.
So that when this bridge is built, we are not expecting that a heavy shower of rain would move it.
The old Spring Village Bridge was closed by the National Works Agency in September 2022. That decision followed assessments which determined that the structure was severely compromised and posed a danger to motorists and other users. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is encouraging persons to participate in the community consultations for the SPARK program. Mr. Holness says the forum provides the perfect opportunity for citizens to voice their concerns and issues with community roads. Information shared at the community level is being taken into consideration and incorporated into the projects where applicable.
Through the process of community consultations, which is currently underway in the SPARK, you can make your voices heard about your road being repaired. And part of the reason for having this consultation is to say to people, instead of demonstrating and blocking the road and lighting the road afire, which further destroys the road, get involved in this process. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice get into this whole routine of determining which roads are priority.
SPARK is the government's Shared Prosperity Through Accelerated Improvement program, where $20 billion has been reserved to fix community roads. Community consultations to identify priority roads for attention are ongoing. The Brixton Hill Primary and Infant School in Mucko, Clarendon is the beneficiary of a new $21 million infant block. The facility, built by Food for the Poor and Partners, was handed over on the weekend by Minister with Responsibility for Works and Member of Parliament for North Central Clarendon, Robert Morgan. While commending the partners, Minister Morgan emphasized the government's commitment to investing in education for nation building.
This investment is going to improve the lives of a new generation of children coming out of this community to continue to put Mucko on the map in a positive way. It is through education which is the only sure way for consistent and proven social mobility.
He points out that significant work has been taking place at the school, which has one of the newest computer labs in the parish. The new infant block is a gift from the Kind Hearts Foundation, Diana and Richard Stewart Foundation, and Food for the Poor.
What we have accomplished here in just 2 days is nothing short of amazing. This 4-classroom, 2-student bathroom with a principal's office, sick bay, kitchen, and staff bathroom building will impact as many as 90 students every year. We are proud to be a small part of the impactful work that Food for the Poor are doing in our beautiful home country, and we're already looking forward to our next school next year.
A commitment was also made to provide the school with an 8-kilowatt solar system to supply reliable, clean, uninterrupted energy to power the classrooms. The Ministry of Education and Youth says it will be targeting 193 primary schools and 55 high schools under its National Summer Academy to improve the literacy and numeracy rates at these institutions. The schools have been identified as underperforming by the National Education Inspectorate, NEI. Permanent Secretary Dr. Casson Troop says the aim is to increase the Grade 4 literacy rate from 64.7% last year to 68% this year, and numeracy from 63.4% last year to 64% this year.
Next year, because we have to talk about next year, we are moving that to 72% for literacy. And we know the numeracy is a little technical, so we're going to move that to 64.5. Work with me, because we have to work on the understanding. You heard the presentation today. It's not the drills. It is the understanding of the concept so they can apply it.
Dr. Troop was addressing a Transforming Education for National Development Trend Engagement session for teachers in Montego Bay recently. At the same function, State Minister for Education and Youth Marcia Smith emphasized the crucial role of educators in this transformation process.
I want us to kind of personalize trend for ourselves. And I'm going to just make a very, very small tweak to the word in trend. So we've been saying transforming education for national development. I want us all to take this session as being transforming educators for national development. Today, we are here focused on turning around that word education into the word educator.
The summer program is part of the ministry's broader effort to provide extended learning opportunities for students who need additional support to recover from the educational disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And finally, as the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference draws closer, organizers have reiterated their readiness and enthusiasm regarding the number of registered delegates. State Minister for Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Alonda Terrelong, says there has been a surge in the number of registered delegates. The conference is set to take place from June 16 to 19 at the Montego Bay Convention Center. The event is expected to bring together members of the Jamaican diaspora, stakeholders from various sectors, local leaders, and individuals from countries such as the Middle East, Africa, and Asia.
It really is a welcome home party, or a welcome home celebration for Jamaicans living abroad to come home as, thought leaders and experts across a myriad of fields, including young Jamaicans, second, third, and fourth generation Jamaicans living overseas, to come back to Jamaica, to share in the ideas and to develop thoughts as well as it relates to Jamaica's national growth and development.
Minister Terrelong was speaking at a JIS think tank. Chair of the Biennial Diaspora Conference, Courtney Campbell, says it will have a strong focus on business.
The truth is that Jamaica is open for business, and we would want all the diasporans to receive that message loud and clear. Jamaica is a vibrant location for business. We are the venue for music, entertainment, for sport and leisure. But we're also building globally competitive businesses and innovative businesses, and we would want the world to know that. And the world can know that through the Jamaicans who live overseas.
The conference will be held under the theme United for Jamaica's Transformation, Fostering Peace, Productivity, and Youth Empowerment. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
The Joint Select Committee of Parliament reviewing the Domestic Violence Act wants to hear from you. Review the act and share your opinions with the committee. You can find a copy of the act on the Parliament's website at www.japarliament.gov.jm under the heading Publications. Once you've reviewed the act, submit your written opinions by Friday, June 14, 2024 to Clerk to the Houses, Gordon House, 81 Duke Street, Kingston, or email them at clark@japarliament.gov.jm. Let your voice be heard.
Our government is always busy making decisions in the interest of our country. Here's a recap of what happened in the office of the Prime Minister this past week. Take a look.
Bringing joy and smiles to families.
Oh my goodness, gratitude is a must. Talk for me now.
A single mother of 4 and a victim of domestic violence, Cassandra Price, was the first to receive the key to her unit under the new social housing program on Friday. Prime Minister Andrew Holness also gave hope to 2 other families.
I can't even explain myself right
You don't need to.
now.
Your smile does it all.
Mr. Holness told the beneficiaries that the aim of the new social housing program is to transform lives.
We at the social housing, the new social housing program, we are very pleased to be able to make a transformational difference in your life, and that's what the program is about. Social housing is an important part of what we call the social safety net. It is the establishment of a standard below which no Jamaican citizen should live.
Still in St. Catherine, Prime Minister Holness gave a commitment for the replacement of the Spring Village Bridge while touring the area. He indicates that the new bridge will be a durable structure capable of withstanding factors associated with the extensive use by motorists and commuters, as well as weather-related incidents such as heavy rains.
So we look at environmental risks and climate risks. We look at benefit. We look at the engineering risks. We look at other kinds of risks, community and social risks, before we actually put down $1.
Right.
So that when this bridge is built, we are not expecting that a heavy shower of rain would move it.
Mr. Holness says Cabinet is set to approve a $250 million contract for the bridge, and Jamaica Broilers Group, which operates a plant in the area, is contributing $50 million towards the project. The Spring Village Bridge was closed by the National Works Agency in September 2022 following assessments which determined that the structure was severely compromised and posed a danger to motorists and other users. As co-chair of the Sustainable Development Goals SDG Stimulus Leaders Group, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has put forth recommendations to assist countries facing economic challenges. At a virtual meeting on Wednesday, Mr. Holness told the group that the SDGs would be unattainable unless developing states gain access to the financial resources required to implement the 2030 Agenda. Mr. Holness went on to say that the international financial system must urgently respond through innovative mechanisms to create the fiscal space needed for developing states to build a sustainable and resilient future. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has congratulated the Reggae Boys on their home victory against the Dominican Republic in the World Cup qualifier. On the international scene, Mr. Holness congratulated the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, on his historic third term as head of government. Prime Minister Holness said Jamaica and India had enjoyed strong bilateral relations, and he looked forward to that strengthening for the mutual benefit of people in both countries. Mr. Holness also congratulated Claudia Sheinbaum on being elected the first female president of Mexico and said he also anticipated continued growth and expansion of the excellent bilateral relations enjoyed with that country. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Young Jamaicans up to 35, your government will reserve up to 10% of NHT housing solutions over the next 5 years just for you with 100% financing up to 15 million Jamaican dollars. This is how we are empowering and breaking the cycle of poverty meaningfully. Your government is caring for you.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Preparing our children to handle natural disasters and help save lives is what the Fire Warden Club in school is doing. The program is endorsed by the Ministry of Education and Youth and now forms part of the extracurricular programs in primary schools. We visited the Greater Portmore Primary School to get a first-hand look at the club. Check this out.
Move to the right in threes. Right turn. Move to the left in threes. Squad will retire. Left turn. Elbow turn.
This is not training for the Cadet Corps. There is a new co-curricular club in schools, the Fire Wardens Club. The Jamaica Fire Brigade has embarked on a new initiative. It involves children and is being implemented in schools across the country. The initiative is similar to that of many other school-based co-curricular programs. The only difference? This club reinforces the importance of disaster preparedness, management and restoration. The main aim is to reduce the country's susceptibility to significant damage from natural and man-made disasters.
Ready? Down. Up.
What to do if your clothes are on fire?
The program is now being implemented in schools across the country since its inception at institutions in St. Catherine in 2017.
Welcome to Greater Portmore Primary School Fire Wardens Club.
What do you feel when you feel an earthquake?
Shaking,
yes.
Things falling.
Things falling, yes. And you are frightened too. When I showed you the video, did you see where the road split?
Yes.
And you saw cars going down into the between them? Yes.
We initially started with a quiz competition that went on to the primary schools. So we realized that we needed something a little more tangible where we can actually have the Fire Wardens Club in the schools. The motto of the club is
preparing today for disasters tomorrow.
We are preparing these students so that whenever there's a disaster, they will be ready to help within the schools, home and churches. So we would teach them to be ready when there's an earthquake, so they would know the procedure, they would know the drill. We prepare them to help their schoolmates if somebody got injured and need to be moved from one place to the other. If there's a fire, we also taught them about the bucket brigade. They can get some water. You might have known that there are times when children are trapped, children are also burnt in fires. Now, if these children were taught and have some idea of what to do, the possibility that they could have helped themselves.
Within the schools, a teacher is assigned to the club and for that purpose is given the title of a superintendent.
Our students are very enthusiastic about the club and they get involved in many different activities as it pertains to knowing and disseminating information about disasters and disaster mitigation. One of the best agents for information are children, and parents respond to children. So when the children know certain things about how to manage disasters, what are some of the right things to do, they can help to inform their parents, and in turn the parents will inform the community members to respond. And in a community like Portmore, where there are so many potential disasters waiting to happen, it is important that Greater Portmore and the schools in Greater Portmore know about Fire Wardens Club and become involved in it.
Fire Wardens Clubites are also engaged in humanitarian activities, visiting children's and nursing homes.
I just love how they do things. You have to do them proper, and if you don't do them proper, sometimes you get kicked out of the club.
The Fire Wardens Club is very fun, and I get to do drills like fire safety, earthquake, tsunamis, and fire drill because it helps us to blow out fires.
The Fire Warden Club teaches us to do a drill, teach us what to do when your clothes is on fire. Stop, drop, cover your face and roll.
It's a great club to join, and I love it because you have fun and it's helping your community and schools to raise disaster awareness. If someone's house is being flooded out, I can help them by doing take them out of the house and take out the good stuff like the birth papers and the passports.
Loss of life and property as a result of natural and man-made disasters should be minimized as the Fire Wardens Club expands and more children get involved.
We know you want better roads in your towns and communities. That is why through the SPARK program, your government is allocating over $40 billion over 2 years to fix your community and rural roads. $20 billion will go towards fixing smaller roads in every area, with $150 million allocated per area. The remaining funds will be distributed based on road length and condition, ensuring areas with greater need receive more assistance. Your government is caring for you.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
The appetite for Jamaican goods overseas continues to grow through the government's Export Max program, which provides micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, the opportunity to export non-traditional products. If you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level, here are some things that you need to know.
Before Export Max 3, our company needed a larger presence within the US market. We were reaching our capacity in terms of being able to fill the orders, and we also wanted to be able to leverage a program that can guide us within many inroads within America and also other markets such as Europe, but also to leverage to expand to grow our facility.
Now through the Enterprise Development for Export Growth Export Max program, enterprising goals like these are being realized. It is an initiative of Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, and is now in its 4th phase.
Export Max started in 2011, coming out of an understanding that we had to do a little bit more hand-holding, look at companies and their specific needs, and then work with them so that they're ready to go into markets overseas.
Micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, are getting access to international markets for both goods and services. JAMPRO is arming these entities with the capacity and knowledge to be competitive and penetrate, hold and grow their share of these markets. The Enterprise Development for Export Growth Export Max program has been growing consistently since its inception as a pilot project in 2011 with 15 MSMEs. Sharp focus is on enhancing internal capabilities, encompassing finance, management, technology, productivity, and general business processes. Collectively, these serve to address the supply-side challenges faced by existing and potential exporters and export-ready firms.
The first thing we do is our assessment of where they are, where they're going. We come up with a program of activities and we work with our partners. So there's the Jamaica Productivity Center, the Bureau of Standards, it could be the Heart Trust, and then we have different interventions. So we have, through our partnership with the JMEA, and the Jamaica Business Development Center, we've worked with them to get business mentors and coaches, people that have been in the space of exports for a while and can teach them and show them some of the things they need to do.
We would have access, we have an e-ping. It's a process where the information to access a market, so it's certification requirements, standard requirements, testing requirements, and those kind of things. So we provide that information to MSMEs, and additionally now, on the other side, so the bottom up, we provide testing services in the labs. We have calibration services for equipment, microbead testing, engineering testing, and accreditation certification services. So the BSJ, from a top down and a bottom up, we have MSMEs to access these markets.
We provide the working capital support for these exporters, mainly in pre-shipment and post-shipment financing. The pre-shipment finance would allow them to purchase their raw material, retool, equipment, in order to get them ready for export. In addition to that, we also have what we call the trade credit insurance.
Jamaican companies are also getting introduced to global markets through JAMPRO-led trips to international trade shows. The agency is also ensuring local companies have a platform to capitalize on global e-commerce with market penetration support.
There is a big thrust now around digital marketing and e-commerce for exports. And that is where we also have an advantage, so that rather than making that push to find buyers and distributors in overseas markets, we're going straight to the consumer, so that the average person in the middle of the US or in some outer town in the UK can start to order products without having to worry about the hassle of how do you find those markets.
Export Max was really good for us. We not only network with people amongst us within the Export Max, but with Team JAMPRO. They really mentor us through. We had training with technical advice, marketing plans being done for us, and they were just buzzed. Even through the old COVID era, they had created an online platform for us to still meet with our network with customers and new linkages as far as Dubai, Saudi Arabia, so we're able to get linkages into these markets.
We have partners that we have worked with. Amazon, as you know, Jamaican companies can now put their products on Amazon for shipment overseas. There are other local companies such as Carib Shopper that we've worked with in the past, and there are others that are coming on board every day that we will continue to expose our companies to.
While and after the Export Max 3 program, the exposure that was given to us in marketing, promotion was extremely valuable. And that exposure generated more sales than we have generated before going into the Export Max 3 program. With JAMPRO, it was market exploration, market data, market linkages, and also the discount services, such as, for example, the BSJ. The BSJ provided us with discounts for testing, and lab testing is some of our and most critical aspects of to control our product quality. Also with JBDC, by pulling alongside us, of course, and creating templates for us to follow and to work with. Also providing insight in how we can become more efficient. I would like to be able to thank them mutually.
The export-led growth vision continues to garner more partnership among the private and public sectors. Programs such as Export Max are helping to eliminate the country's trade deficit and create a more prosperous Jamaica.
Thank you for cruising with me today on Jamaica Magazine. But before you go, remember, you can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Do join us again tomorrow for another informative edition. Remember to visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.